Hello and welcome to another episode of Overcome Yourself. I'm here today with Brittany, and I'm super excited. We are going to be talking about copywriting and SEO, two of my favorite things in the whole world. Yay!
Woohoo.
So, Brittany, tell me a little bit about you and your business, and then we'll just kick it off and have some conversation.
Awesome. We can totally do that. So I'm Brittany Herzberg. You do not have to attempt to say that last part. And I have this like new messaging thing that I'm working from. So I love it. So I'm just gonna share that with you.
Let's
So
do
in
it.
the words of Sean Kingston, you're one of a kind. And that's all you really need to know to fill your practice with dream clients. As a website copywriter for sports medicine chiropractors, pediatric functional medicine doctors, and other holistic health practitioners, I know you can make a huge impact without hiding behind your degrees and accolades. Owning your personality or own your personality and enlist the help of your website copy. It's about time it started doing its job.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah,
That is awesome. So you're specializing in helping holistic doctors with their SEO.
exactly.
Smart, the smart Brittany. That's a good niche to get into. I see you. Cool. So tell me, how do you help your clients with SEO? Like what things do you usually look for? Um,
Yeah. So, I mean, first, when I start working with people, I really love to know who it is that they want to help, whether or not they're already working with those people. So, of course, niche comes to mind, figuring out exactly who it is, what they're helping them do, what's going on in those people's lives. Like, the more details I can pull out of them, the more it helps me help them with SEO.
Absolutely.
And you were mentioning like a lot of people are just kind of confused about SEO. So I'm looking for like what can we do to optimize different pages? What can we do for future for blog posts? How can we drum up some of those ideas if they feel like they've kind of gotten stagnant with their content? So those are usually like the first things that I'm focusing on.
Awesome. So SEO, what is SEO? So pretty simply put, it means that your clients can find you on Google without you having to spend money on ads. Do I have that?
Exactly. Yes, that's my favorite part to talk about is how it's organic. I don't really, I'm not a huge fan of paying for things. I haven't yet, and I kind of don't plan to. I might eat my words later on in my life, but right now I love just focusing on the organic reach, and SEO is like the way you can do it.
Right. And you can't really, like, how do you know what ads to throw money at if you don't know what works, right? So
No.
SEO is like the beginning of everything.
Yeah.
Yes, and so you mix that with copywriting. So can you talk to me a little bit about how you help your clients with copywriting? What do you write for them? What does that mean?
Sure. Yeah. So copywriting, that's a great question. And I either get the people who are like, oh, copywriting is insert assumption here, or what in the heck does that mean? And what do you write? Copywriting is pretty much any words that you put together where you want people to take an action. It's like a super surface level of what copywriting is. So for me, I'm working with healthcare providers, wellness practitioners, and I'm really helping them with website copywriting. So that might look like rewriting their homepage, rewriting their about page. Again, like I said, figuring out what to say in blog posts, discussing why blog posts can be important and helpful for your website. Another thing that I love writing are quizzes with a welcome sequence. I think that they're just like the best lead magnet on the planet. And they really give you quality leads as opposed to just quantity of leads. So you actually have people clicking open on your emails and things like that. But I'll get off my soapbox about that. So
No,
I
that's
really,
awesome.
with the copywriting piece, I like focusing on getting their personality pulled out of them. And especially with healthcare providers, like I said earlier, we do hide behind our degrees and our accolades. And we think that that's all people want to see. And really, if you can pull your personality out, that's people are, we're searching for connection. So if I can go see a chiropractor I connect with, I'm definitely going to choose that person.
Yes. Yeah. And like, when you're looking through doctors, like now we look through our apps, right? And they send you a list. They're like, here's the doctors. And you start looking at them and you're like, from our perspective, I don't know what the difference is between your 2 degrees. Like you guys have two, different degree. Cool.
Right.
I don't really know what that means. Like which one of you looks friendlier? Okay, this one. Okay, cool. Look, she
So
works.
true.
She likes little animals. I'm gonna click with, So yes, that's a really good point. Because from the client side, you might have a lot of credentials, but my partner is a doctor, and then she'll go
Yeah.
off on a tangent explaining something.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's wonderful, but I have no idea what you just said. Can you please say it in English for me and not Latin,
You lost me after so.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds medical. Yeah. That sounds like,
Right.
what you're
You
talking
sound
about
very
for
smart.
sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what was I gonna say? I had something really good. Keep talking and I'll remember.
I have that effect on people. So yeah, I mean, we as providers, we miss that key piece of we're talking here because that's where our brains are. So we're talking at a higher level, and we forget, not that people are dumb, not that people don't understand us. You would just have to say it in a different way.
Right.
So like you have to meet people where they're at. They just don't have the 20 plus years of experience in that field looking at those terms. Like you're going to lose them. Their eyes are going to glaze over and they're not going to want to come see you again.
Right. Exactly. And that's such an important thing to think about. First of all, is when we've been in our industry, we're all about the jargon, right? And so we know what's going on. And with SEO, we have to, like, even for us trying to find our ideal clients, we can't really talk to them about SEO. We have to talk to them about ranking on Google without ads, because that, SEO is our jargon. We understand, oh, that means search engine optimization. That means we need keywords. We need, make sure that all of these profiles are set up. We need to make sure we've got backlinks in place. We got to make sure that we're doing outreach. But when they hear SEO, they're like, oh, so Yoast, I got Yoast and I got green light. I'm good to go. Like, no, that's one puzzle piece in this 1,000-piece puzzle, right?
Exactly.
One thing I was gonna say is I was talking to someone that is just kind of like a real life example of this online world. And I said, okay, so you work, you are a plumber and you work with people, like you work in their houses. Like this is like as real as it gets, right? And I was like, whose bathrooms do you wish you were working in right now? Like, what kind of clients do you wish you had? And he's like, well, I wish that I was working on the condos in Miami Beach. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a great market, right? Because I'm in Miami. So he's like, I want to be out there, where the rich people are. If you're living in a condo in Miami Beach, you got money, right? And I'm like, wonderful. Are you advertising to those people? Have you put like an ad in the newspapers that you get? Have you like, no, do you go over there and introduce yourself? He's like, no. And I'm like, so how do you expect to get clients in Miami Beach? And he's like, wow, that's such a good point. And that's basically the same thing we do online. Like, who are those clients? I want to work with doctors. Cool. Are you talking to doctors? No.
Right.
So
how do you want to get there?
So how, so like there's a huge disconnect. And the thing is that people make their websites, right? And there's so many pieces to make this website. And there's so many people that tell you all these different pages that you need and all this, and then how do you sort through that? And so I think that's where we come in, where we're like, hey, you don't need 18 pages. You need one really good page that does what you need it to do, right? You need to make sure that you're, that people have something to do. When I go to your website, I need to know what you want me to do. Do you want me to buy something from you? Do you want me to sign up for something? Do you want me to look around? Do you want me to like look at more articles so you can make more ad income? I need to know that like as soon as that page opens up, right?
Yep.
And
that top section.
At the top, like I can't no scrolling. There's no nothing. I need to know what's going on. And that's usually one of the first things I look for. And I'm like, okay, so what's your goal? And once you define those things, and sometimes you just need someone like you or me to kind of walk you through those things because those things. You just haven't really written them down and kind of put a map together of what to do with those things, right?
Right. We get in our own way with that.
Yes, I love that. So tell me more about your program. Tell me more about how you help people. Do you have a freebie that you have available, or
Yeah, I
how do
do.
we
I
get in
have
touch with you?
my quiz, which if you go to brittanyherzberg.com, it's linked at the very top because I want you to take the quiz.
That makes sense.
The
You
very
see?
first thing. So it tells you what your thriving practice personality is. So it's geared toward healthcare providers. And I make that clear in there. I'm just like pulling that out of my my
I
hand
love
right
that.
now. Yeah. So that's one thing that I have for people. That's my freebie. That'll get you on the email list. That'll tell you what you're doing well, how you can highlight your personality for your practice to, again, draw in those dream clients. So you're really happy going to work all the time. You get to work with like-minded people. You get to share values with these people. It's great. It makes life more enjoyable all around. And then as far as my offers go, I have two main ones that I like to focus on. One is with the quiz plus the email welcome sequence. And I want to say that that web link is brittanyherzberg.com/services or /copy. It's one of those two.
Okay.
I
I'll
need to
make
have these things
sure
like in front of me.
we'll make sure that they're in the show notes. The correct, whatever the
Yeah.
correct link is. Yeah, for
Do not trust what I say. Trust what I type.
sure. Okay.
And then the other one is really just helping you focus on getting your web copy good. So it's up to 4 to 5 pages. And included in that is a PR packet because the providers that I work with really want to make an impact and really want to share this message that they have, whether it's like, I had this discovery, or I've noticed this working with a lot of my clients, whatever that is, they want to tell people about it.
Yes.
So yeah.
No, and that's a great way. I mean, those are ways that we can get our names out there, even if you're
Mhm.
not a doctor. Creating a
Mhm.
PR package, having a media kit, doing
Yeah.
what you're doing, getting on podcasts and talking to people and saying, this is who I am, this is what I do.
Mhm.
Maybe immediately you might not get like super great results, but like that episode is going to live there for a long time. And you
Yeah.
never know when someone's going to hit it. Like you might do an interview with, we might do an interview together, and then 2 years down the line, like,
Mhm.
we're have a bestseller and we're doing like a world tour, and then all of a sudden, boom, something clicks. So you never know with these seeds that we're planting. So I love
Yeah.
that. I mean, those are just some basics. Having some basic copy on your website that directs
Mhm.
people to do what you want them to do, and having stuff on there that gets found. So I know we're almost up. Well, no, we still got some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me about ranking on Google. Like, how do we figure out what our clients are searching for, right? Because
Yeah.
we need to figure out the search terms that they're actually, when they sit down at the computer,
Mhm.
what are they typing in? So do
Mhm.
you have any advice for our fellow business owners on, what does that look like on our website? Because that's kind of like a big mystical beast and we don't really know what that means.
Yeah, it is. I know. It's like, what is this unicorn over here? So my number one tip, ask your people what they're typing. I get the chance to do that for my copywriting clients all the time. I literally had an interview last week and I was sitting there and I was like, okay, so do you remember what you were typing? And she's like, not really. I was like, okay, play along with me. And I described the situation and I'm like, so what would you type? And she gave me, I think I have like 10 different phrases now that I can go and plug that in. My two favorite tools are Keywords Everywhere and Uber Suggest. I don't know about you, but I love those two.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, those are my two. Yeah.
Those are my two. Those are my jam. So I take people's words, which when I'm doing website copywriting, I'm asking people, I'm doing what they call voice of client research. So I'm talking to people that have been through a course, gone to see a provider, whatever the thing is that the copywriting client I have, the provider has done. These people have walked through these things. And now I'm talking with them about their experience. So I'm actually pulling their words so that I can put it on a website or put it in a quiz or put it in an email or do SEO research with it. And then that's how, the two spaces kind of overlap with the copywriting and the SEO writing. So yeah, just ask your people, start there. Don't make it harder on your brain.
Yeah, that's kind of like the answer I was going for.
I knew that.
Yeah. Now, do you have like a community, or are you doing all these questions like one-on-one with your clients?
I try to do it in my community. So the place I hang out the most is Instagram, me personally. I don't have like a great Facebook group because I want to make a Facebook work, but it's just not my place that I love. I know that you have a group in there. It's just like, it kind of depends on what works for you. So me, Instagram is where I hang. And I try to do a lot of like the questions, the polls, the yes or no kind of things where I can gauge, what's going on in your life. Of course, I'm more creative with the wording when I actually do it. Like, what's your struggle? What podcasts do you like listening to? I actually asked that earlier today. So I ask it on there. I'll ask it in my email community. And then, yeah, I definitely have like one-on-one. I have tons of healthcare provider friends. And I'm sure they're so tired of me being like, hey, so what would you type for this? Hey, like, what do you think about this? Because I'm really trying to, these are my dream clients. So I want to ask my dream clients the questions so they get the right answers, so that I put the right energy behind the right things.
What about, do you use Answer the Public, the free one?
Mm-hmm, I do. Yeah. I hate that you can only do 3 searches a day.
Yeah. But when you're doing the preliminary research and you're looking on keywords everywhere, and then you go on Ubersuggest, you kind of narrow it down. I mean, that's what I've done. And then you put in that quote, and then you get so many answers back.
That's true. Yeah.
That it's kind of cool. But you kind of do have to do the preliminary research elsewhere, so you don't waste your searches for the day. But I just wanted to ask, because that could be a really good place for ideas for keywords too.
For sure.
And then what about backlinks? So I know we talk a lot about keywords and ranking, but what about building backlinks? Because building backlinks is where we're going to be spending the majority of our SEO time. So like you and I right now are building backlinks, secret.
Yes, we are.
So this episode will, the link, we'll share it on social media. You might put it on your website. I'm going to put it on my website. It's going to be on the host, on the website host, on the podcast host. Once that episode goes out, it goes out to all the other platforms that are, like Apple and Amazon Music, right? And so that link is going out and going out and going out. And so I'm creating backlinks with that. So do you want to talk a little bit more about other ideas that we can use for building backlinks with each other like this?
I mean, definitely to your point, and like what we're doing right now, building community, just reaching out to people, finding other like-minded individuals that you jive with, that you want to talk to, that you enjoy working with. That could look like any number of things. They could do guest posts on your blogs. They could have a podcast interview with you. They could host a challenge with you. I mean, the idea list goes on, but working with other people, that's my jam. I have a thing that I say all the time, like, teamwork really does make the dream work. So if you can find your community, if you can plug in with other individuals in the space, and we always get so kind of almost like kids in the sandbox, like wanting to hold on to our little shovel with whatever our work is. But I prefer to have an abundance mindset about that. Like, you do SEO, I do SEO. That's great. I love that, because you're going to attract certain people. I'm going to attract certain people, and everybody's going to get the service at the end of the day. And that's perfect. So, being willing even to reach out to people that are quote unquote in your space, that I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, because I mean, like you said, we're going to relate to different people. I cannot do all the SEO work in the whole wide world,
You can totally try.
Like it doesn't make any sense. And a lot of great relationships have come from this, where maybe, you're like, what, I can't handle this SEO work right now. But you know what, Brittany might be able to help me out, or you could be like, Nicole might be able to help me out. And then I can outsource this, and I'll pay her something, and I still make something. And then everybody's winning, because I know it's going to get done. Right. And so that's another great, like, little side effect of these podcasts. I always talk about how I love that these are some of the best conversations that we have, I think, as entrepreneurs, because they're not sales calls. We're not selling each other right now. We drop that those kind of walls, and you and I can just talk as experts together, and but then money does come afterwards because we're building these relationships, and we're like, you know what, I happen to know an SEO expert, and she specializes in quizzes because I don't know how to do a quiz. I have absolutely no idea. And right now I've got so many things going on that I do not care to learn about that.
Right.
But now I know that Brittany does that. And so I can call Brittany and be like, yo, I got somebody that totally needs a quiz. Can you help me out?
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? So like great things come from this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be as complicated as writing an entire blog post. Writing a whole blog post for someone is great. But you know, like you said, it can be a number of things. We can just we can quote each other. You can do like I was gonna say affiliate, but those are no follow links, so that kind of doesn't count. But that's another way. You know, you've got to have a combination of links. You've got to have your do follow links, and you got to have no follow links. So that's another way that we can help each other out is, you know, sharing our affiliate, creating affiliate programs ourselves, and then allowing other people to market for us, right?
Yes. Oh gosh, yes. Yeah.
Super
Take
cool.
advantage of that.
Yes. You know, and everybody wins. Like you're like, oh, but I have to pay them a certain amount. Like you can make all of nothing, or you can make a certain percentage of, you know, like 10 sales that these people are going to give you. So like, you know,
I
like do
love
the
that.
math.
Yeah. I can do that math for sure.
Right? That's good math, right? So that's awesome. So do you have like any last minute advice here? What, you know, for our listeners, as far as SEO or their websites or copywriting, what's like your number one go-to thing here?
Oh gosh, I only can pick one. Okay. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to pick
top
two.
three, maybe.
I'm going to pick three then. I'm going to pick three. Be yourself. Let your personality shine through, for the love of everything.
Big deal.
Please.
Yes.
Definitely when you're writing, go through your copy. And this is like a quick thing you can do. Try to say I less. You can take I, switch it out to you, YOU. And then my favorite person that is a copywriter that I've learned so much from, Brittany McBean, she has taught me this. So it's like take I, swap it out to you, and then take you away. So it's like a 3-step thing. So you start making just these statements. But at least you can go in and swap out I for you. That's an easy one. And then the third one, oh man, talk to your people. Talk to your people. Figure out what it is about you that they like, what about your program, your course, whatever that they liked. Ask them where you could improve. And that just helps you grow, and that helps your website be better. And yeah, just talk to them.
Man, you will be surprised
Yeah.
at some people's answers. Like the things that they will be like, oh, I'm grateful for this. And you're like, I didn't even know that I did that for you. Like,
Right. No,
yeah.
totally. It's like, oh, that was included. That was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So thank you so much for joining us today, Brittany. This has been
Thank you.
absolutely wonderful. I'm so excited. I definitely want to get your freebie. So I will post that link, but that sounds absolutely amazing. And I would like to learn about quizzes eventually. So I'm definitely going to hang around you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think quizzes are so cool and valuable. It's just, I just haven't, it's big, right? It's like, yeah, there's a lot going on, and so
they look cute and simple, but there's a process behind it for sure.
Yeah. So I kind of got to touch base with that. I had a client that she built out a quiz, and then I saw it and I was like, whoa, I knew
about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a buddy for this.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be awesome to have you in my corner there.
I'll hang out.
So I'm excited about that.
Me too.
All right, so join us for the next episode. This one has been amazing. Make sure that you check out Brittany, stay in contact with her, follow her on Instagram, get her freebies, do all the things. Go to her website and, you know, check it out. If you're not sure about SEO, a really good place to start is an SEO expert's website. Go and stalk their stuff. Go check out Brittany's website. Take notice of where she's putting buttons. Take notice of the copy. How does she write things? Does she have questions? Does she make statements? Do the same thing for my website, because I'm willing to bet it's super simple, but it works, right? And so that is my advice to you guys. So follow us both, and, you know, do your thing. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.